Welcome back to another edition of In Ohio Country Today. Big Dan Wilson alongside of Alan Davis, and we're beautiful Troy, Ohio, and we're down here at Buckeye Ag and learning a little bit something about the future of farming.
That's right. We're here in beautiful Miami County here at Buckeye Ag Testing. Today we're learning a lot about the future of agriculture and the cutting edge technology about how we're going to help not only the ag suppliers but farmers in Ohio make environmentally sound decisions, when they're using the products and what products they need to use.
We want to thank our sponsor, Bambauer Fertilizer and Seed, for bringing us down here and inviting us to Buckeye Ag and the fine people down here. And again, when we talk about technology, it's ever-changing, and it's just amazing what it has done for the bottom line of our farmers, and it will continue to do as far as hopefully increasing profits down the line.
What they're doing, here at Buckeye Ag Testing will obviously give us information that we're going to use well into the future, from using like drones or imagery and all those kind of things to help agriculture make sound decisions in their harvesting and planting of our food.
And we'll be back with that story and more. If you want more information, you can check us out on the web at inohiocountry.com. That's inohiocountry.com. We'll be back right after this.
As harvest season begins, fall is the best time to prepare your soils for the next growing season. At Bambauer Fertilizer and Seed, we can help you plan the best application for your farm with commercial fertilizer, lime, gypsum, enviro, or poultry litter, using GPS variable rate technology. We have the people, knowledge, products, and equipment to meet your goals this fall. Call Bambauer's today to prepare your farm for exceptional yields. 888-MAX-CROP.
Some prefer to invest in fields halfway around the world, in short-term solutions to long-term challenges. At Poet, we're investing in the fields we have right here at home, cultivating communities and growing the local economy, creating new local jobs while we create worldwide energy solutions, helping family farms grow even as they fuel the world, because we know that investing in a community can pay global dividends. See the world differently with Poet.
Automate your existing sliding doors with Propel Automation of Ohio. Automate up to 60-foot twin sliding shed or barn doors with their award-winning patented system. And now Propel Automation of Ohio is part of Ohio Agribility Program, allowing Ohio farmers and farm families who are coping with disabilities or long-term health conditions to automate their doors. For security, safety, convenience, remember Propel Automation of Ohio. Check us out on the web at propelohio.com. Alan Davis Insurance Agency, with 30 years commitment to the community, providing quality insurance services. Alan is a business owner and an active farmer, and he knows firsthand the pressures of running your farming operation. Call Alan today and ask about coverage for your farm, your vehicles, your equipment, crops, and more. Call 1-800-686-2148. That's 1-800-686-2148. Are you looking to buy or sell farmland? Then work with a company that works for you. Ron Spencer Real Estate. Founded in 1975, Ron Spencer specializes in farmland, agricultural, and commercial real estate. Check him out on the web for farm listings in Allen, Auglaize, Hancock, Hardin, Putnam, Paulding, Mercer, Van Wert counties, and more. With 3 locations to serve you, Ron Spencer Real Estate at rsre.com. That's rsre.com.
Welcome back to In Ohio Country Today, and with me is Jeff Roeth with Buckeye Ag Testing. We're here in beautiful Miami County, Troy, Ohio, and we're here to talk to Jeff today, but Jeff, give us a little bit of background about yourself and your business and your family.
I grew up actually on the farm that we're on right now, and it was my grandfather's farm. It was purchased back in the late 20s, early 30s and started. So it's nearing 100 years in existence. It was a dairy farm for many, many years and predominantly a livestock farm. And my dad took it over in the late 50s, and then I took this farm over in the late 70s. And at that time, I started my family, and I became a corn breeder with Syngenta Seeds for 22 years. So I have a heavy background in genetics, helped develop hybrids, especially for Ohio and Eastern Corn Belt. So in 2004, my research station was closed, and with all the experience that I had, it's time to do something new. And so I love our farm very dearly, wanted to stay in Western Ohio, raised my family here. At that time, my kids were getting out of college, and so I just wanted to have a business that I could involve my family in. So why not? My dad was still young enough at that time. He offered me an opportunity to have some land and resources. So we started our business, Buckeye Ag Testing, in fall of 2004. And since then, we've grown steadily. And I've been able to add my daughter, Jessie, first in 2007, I believe. She has an MBA from the University of Findlay, and she started out as our business manager and still has that position today. Didn't have much experience in agriculture, but she has learned a lot along the way, and today she manages a big portion of our business with all the temporary workers, interns that we have. And she, of course, does all of our financial record keeping as well. And then in 2014, my oldest son, Jeremiah, has a PhD in molecular biology from the University of Michigan. And he had been working for a biotech company and had progressed to and he was really intrigued with the idea of coming back to the family farm. And that makes me very proud because it shows that my wife and I, instilled the agricultural roots that two of my kids are in. And so we're trying to keep the focus as a family farm. And what we're trying to do is serve Western Ohio and Ohio and the Eastern Corn Belt in general, agriculture, and try to help companies develop products that will work in our environments and our unique situation here. It's tough to farm in Ohio, as most of your producers know. So that's what we've done along the way, and hopefully we'll continue to do it in the future.
Well, when we talk about Buckeye Ag Testing, there's a lot of things that you do, but you want to touch on, the primary goals of when you work with the seed companies that you work for, or whoever it would be, what you're attempting to do.
What we want to do is have good products, help develop good products for Ohio agriculture. We have a unique environment here, and it's very tough. It's not quite as uniform and consistent as the farmers out west have. So we have to have little input that we have to help to develop here, especially for our environment. What we do is we take, companies have ideas, they put it in a protocol format, give it to us, we try to advise or take their advice on how best to grow a trial, and I try to use the years of experience that I have into thinking about it in farmer terms of how this product might eventually be used or applied. And so I can provide input there. From there, we develop how we're going to grow the experiment and where it's going to be tested, what kind of soils, what kind of special needs. Because unlike farmers, we like to get certain diseases and things so that we can learn about their products. We may have an area that gets Pythium, for example, in corn. So we will plant their trial and try to subject it to those kinds of diseases so we can sort out the winners or, potential products that will work into the future.
Well, not only are you're talking about the current environment with, fungicide or fertilizers, those kind of things, but you're also looking ahead to the future with biotech.
Okay. we are taking a big look into and receiving some ideas and products from companies on microbials and those kinds of things. We feel that that's probably the next yield yield enhancing products that will be coming out in the next several years. They're extremely safe and more naturally occurring than some of the seed treatments and things that is currently being used. And so we're putting forth a lot of effort into those kind of tests. And my son Jeremiah is leading up that. He has a lot of experience in the microbes and the other things of that nature. And so we feel that that's probably going to be a big portion of our business to come into the future.
Well, when we're talking about those type of things, the other side of that is that agriculture needs to be more environmentally friendly, and those type of products will most certainly help that.
Yeah, as equipment has come along, I have a friend from Ohio State that is testing a lot of the bigger planters and stuff, pulling them 10 miles an hour. A lot of the products that's going to be coming out in the future are going to be applied to the seed, so that these big pieces of equipment can go through the field and apply. A lot of effort's been done that way, and so what you can put on the seed has to be fairly safe because that's a living organism there, and so I think that there'll be some good products come along, and there are currently being developed.
Well, we're talking about all the research you do and all those things in the family farm. You guys also have a relationship and hire a lot of, you look forward to the future of agriculture by a lot of the folks that you bring in. And I'm really impressed with the number of interns that you have on an average year.
Yeah, this year we had an excellent group. We had 7 interns from Ohio State. We had a Clark State, Wilmington College, and we challenge them with a lot of different activities. One day they may be riding a planter. The next day they might be putting on foliar fungicides. They may be packeting seed or collecting data or digging roots. So we like to challenge them with different responsibilities and so that they are our future. Those kids that are going to these schools and they're going to come out. So hopefully that we're doing our part to produce these kinds of kids that will be impacting agriculture into the future.
Well, we've talked about that, not only through FFA and 4-H, because, the kids learn a lot of those things, but working here as an intern, they do gain a lot of experience.
Yes, they do. Like I said, we have them take as much responsibility as they can, and we sometimes assign them a certain protocol or trial, and then they take the leadership role in that. And so, it's all part of getting responsible so that we can instill in them a love of agriculture. And, it's like anything else. If you love what you're doing, you're going to do a great job. And hopefully, those are the young folks that's going to be, providing food and fiber into the future.
Jeff, you were talking about how tough it is here to farm in Ohio and how our environment's unique. You actually take that to the next level, even with your equipment that you use.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that we need to test our products that companies are developing in the way that the farmer's going to use it into the future. So a lot of the equipment that we use in our testing, we have fabricated here on our own. And I like to take parts off the shelf, John Deere, Case IH parts, and integrate them into a piece of equipment so that the application will be a lot like the farmer's going to do in the end. We have Case IH 1620 combines that we collect the data. They have sophisticated, they're just a regular off-the-shelf combine, but they have sophisticated data collection systems on them. There's a lot of electronics in there, so it returns to us very accurate data, and that the client can use, and that we can then, be confident that we're providing good information for Ohio farmers into the future. We also use a Kinsey planter that's been modified. We've got a John Deere planter that's been modified to put these products on. We have some different spray application and methods that we use to ensure that we're getting accurate application, so that we take a good, accurate look at some of these products.
Automate your existing sliding doors with Propel Automation of Ohio. Automate up to 60-foot twin sliding shed or barn doors with their award-winning patented system. And now Propel Automation of Ohio is part of Ohio Agribility Program, allowing Ohio farmers and farm families who are coping with disabilities or long-term health conditions to automate their doors. For security, safety, convenience, remember Propel Automation of Ohio. Check us out on the web at propelohio.com.
Joining us now is Matt Bambauer from Bambauer Fertilizer and Seed and Jeremiah Roeth from Buckeye Ag Testing. We're going to start with you, Matt. Tell us a little bit about your background and your involvement in the family operation of Bambauer Fertilizer and Seed.
Well, my background and my involvement in our family company has been, it's been a long time that I've been involved. Obviously, I started working there as a young kid, probably 16 years old. Come out of the house, help my dad work on the farm. I've seen our company grow. I went to college. It was one of the things that my dad kind of pushed me to do. I didn't need to do it, but I did, and I'm glad I did. I learned a lot of things. Part of what I learned is the research end of things. Kind of how I got into that was in college. Got out of that 2003, started working in the family business, so I guess it's been 13 years already, but it's went fast.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I guess so, but yeah, that's how I got started. And my main background is in agronomy, in business, but I like working with farmers, and that's basically what our company has been known for, is service, working with the customer, getting things done. Yes, we promote products and we do things, and that's kind of where we have teamed up with Buckeye Ag Testing to get a better idea of what we should be looking at, what we need to be doing, how are things working, and they're the company that has the specialized tools and the people with the knowledge that we can trust to help us decide what decisions are the best for our customers.
Well, at Bambauer Fertilizer and Seed, you guys have a philosophy on a company-wide basis, the 4 R's.
We do, the 4R nutrient management, system, the right time, right place, right rate, right source. It's pretty simple, but it's very important. It's gotten more and more promotion as of recently, but it's something that we've been doing for a long time. I think a lot of people think it's sort of a new idea, but it really isn't. It's been around for a while. I don't think there's any farmers that I know of that want to over-apply their fertilizer, that want to do more than they have to. Farming is a commodity business. It's not something that there's a lot of extra money to play with. So, we want to make sure we're doing what we need, where we need to do it.
And, your relationship with Buckeye Ag Testing helps complete that circle.
Yeah, it sure does. Like I said, 2007, I guess, was my first year working with Buckeye Ag Testing. I had one plot trial that I wanted them to do. I had 2 different products I was looking at, so it was very simple. I guess I knew there was companies out there that would do those things, but when I got hooked up with Jeff and Jesse at Buckeye at the time, it was seamless. At the end of the year, I gave them the products I wanted to do, told them what I wanted to do, got my data at the end of the year, and that's kind of how we use Buckeye. We source the products to them. We tell them what we want to do in a protocol, and they have all the specialized equipment to plant it, harvest it, scout it, do whatever we want to do, and get us the data at the end, so we have an idea what these products are doing for us.
Well, Jeremiah, when he just talked about getting the data, scouting it, looking at it, and being able to provide the right information, to meet their company's criteria for the 4 R's. You want to talk a little bit, you got a really, really cool gadget sitting right here. You want to talk a little bit about, how you source that data and some of the tools you're using today.
Sure. So we have a contract testing business. We work with a lot of folks like Bambauer's, and we do all of our equipment is specialized to capture data in a very consistent manner, so that the experiment that's done in the field, we can take that data and look and see in a controlled environment which products are outperforming others. And so we have specialized research equipment such as planters, combines. We have handheld green seekers that will look at plant health using an infrared versus a visible light reading. I'm a drone enthusiast, so we're looking at incorporating drones into the business. There's some specialized cameras that we can use, multispectral cameras that'll take readings at different wavelengths from above, so you can get a bird's eye view on how the crop is doing, and then zoom in and look at individual research plots and measure, take measurements on plant health. So we're looking at staying ahead of the curve on technology. Precision ag is a big deal. It helps with the 4 Rs. It helps with a lot of farmers to use these kind of precision ag skills to really make the most of their land and make the most of how they apply and how they manage their crops.
Matt, Jeremiah was talking about the information that they're gathering here, and that they give that data to you. How does that help you as a cost of doing business and being able to help the producers that you service?
Well, it really helps us a lot, Alan, and in the way it helps me as a be more knowledgeable with my customer, for one. If I'm out talking to a farmer or trying to figure out a plan for next year's crops, I feel more confident in the products that I'm promoting or talking about, knowing that I have data that supports the decisions that I'm making. And that's basically what Buckeye does for me. Whatever I can dream up that I want to look at or try or whatever, they can do it, and then we can build a base of knowledge to basically start from to make more informed decisions.
And so, as when we talk about informed decisions, and I'm a farmer, a producer, why is that important? I mean, obviously, it's from a cost standpoint, but there's a lot of other things, environment and all those kind of things that it's important for as well.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of things that have happened here recently. In agriculture, and environmental things have been a big part of it. One of the products that we've looked at a lot here recently, or series of products, is nitrogen stabilizers, or products that protect nitrogen. So, nitrogen can run off, it can leach, it can get in water supplies. In general, farmers are applying less nitrogen, but what they are applying is protected to where it's available for a longer period of time, or in a more stable form for a longer period of time for the crop to take up. So those are things, just one example we're looking at. I could go on with other examples too. Maybe another example would be a fungicide program for disease control. A lot of people do everything they need to do to get their crop, going in the spring and throughout the summer. The disease control part or the plant health part of things is sort of the last step. Can we do something to protect that plant at the end of its life to where it can, gather all the nutrients from the sun, put it all in that seed, going to end up in the farmer's bin.
Jeremiah, we were talking about, how from an economic standpoint and how that can help Bambauer Fertilizer and Seed and their customers. But the information that you gather, especially, with the drone and that imagery, what is that going to tell you? And when we talk about going to the next level, what does that mean?
Sure. So precision farming is becoming a big thing now. There's a lot of farmers that are investing a lot of money and time and resources in technology that can give them more informed decisions, how their land behaves over time. And I think by using tools such as the drone and some of the cameras that are coming out in the different ways that you can look at the land and combine that with available soil information, you can really start to zone in and dial in nutrients that are needed at the time that they're needed based on how the crop is performing. That's captured from real data. A lot of folks are now moving towards using this to scout fields, to look at nitrogen management, to look at prescription management of how they put their fertilizer and other chemicals down, and be able to respond in real time. And I think that that's going to continue to evolve as we do. And staying on top of this and incorporating this into how farming practices go, so I think is just the natural progression of things as we go towards getting more data and being more efficient in how we work.
Well, even in the precision thing, what I find interesting in talking to some folks that while in general, for example, corn will respond to a treatment, some brands, some hybrids, some certain seeds have a trait or will respond much better than the next one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's it's environmental factors go into it as well. I have a background in working in the lab and where you could control every single variable, but that's not reality for farmers. They're in Mother Nature. Oftentimes have to, it's a trial and error thing for their specific setup. And so I think as we can gather this data, it's going to empower them to make decisions and start to see trends that they can react to.
Matt, this is exciting stuff here, and it's really cutting edge.
Yeah, I agree, Alan. I mean, it is exciting to see these new things come online and, get to work their way out to the field and get in the hands of the people that do the work and be able to, use them, make the decisions, and it'll be interesting to see what all comes down the line here in the future, that's for sure.
Well, thanks for being with us today.
Allen Davis Insurance Agency, with 30 years commitment to the community, providing quality insurance services. Allen is a business owner and an active farmer, and he knows firsthand the pressures of running your farming operation. Call Allen today and ask about coverage for your farm, your vehicles, your equipment, crops, and more. Call 1-800-686-2148. That's 1-800-686-2148. Are you looking to buy or sell farmland? Then work with a company that works for you. Ron Spencer Real Estate. Founded in 1975, Ron Spencer specializes in farmland, agricultural, and commercial real estate. Check him out on the web for farm listings in Allen, Auglaize, Hancock, Hardin, Putnam, Paulding, Mercer, Van Wert counties, and more. With 3 locations to serve you, Ron Spencer Real Estate at rsre.com. That's rsre.com.